This year, we already see the European soybean meal consumption declining sharply. As more rape meal is coming on stream, as domestic production of farm fodder supplies and feed grains are increasing considerably. We had excellent weather, we had timely rainfall, and very good yields. So with the European Union probably, this is our forecast, probably reducing soybean meal consumption by 1.5 to 2 million tons. Probably 2 million ton reduction is the more likely estimate at this moment. We may be a bit too high here. This is going to have an impact on the world supply and demand, of course. As we have higher availability of rape meal and sun meal, the sunflower crop looks excellent in all over Europe, in Ukraine, in Russia. Therefore, the world sun crush is increasing sharply, generating higher supplies here in the European Union, and also continuous growth in palm kernel meal. A further decline in corn gluten feed, but further growth in palm kernel meal. So all in all, the development of the competing oil meals and the feed grain, low feed grain prices, creates a bearish outlook for soybean meal for the European Union. And this, taken for itself, should have a bearish impact on the global prices, the global situation on soybeans and soybean meal, because it is tending to reduce soybean crushings. The traditional exporters in South America and the US are going to feel a slower demand than in the European Union, increasing availabilities for this part of the world. This is reflected in the current page here, in the current slide. The growth in world soybean meal demand will slow down considerably, with Europe down about 1.2 million tons in soybean meal alone, plus 0.6 million tons lower soybean meal production domestically. The total volume, the growth in total volume is slowing down. This is very significant. And this is leading to, in our judgment, to a decline in soybean meal exports from the US, as well as in Brazil, and a smaller than expected increase in Argentina. It is continuing to be a growing market, but short term, the growth in soybean meal, total soybean meal trade, total soybean meal consumption is going to slow down. The effect is bearish for soybean meal alone, but the global soybean balance is likely to stay relatively tight. And I would like to explain why this is the case. We think that the market at this moment is too complacent. The market at this moment does not fully, or many, we guess, many market participants do not see the production risk in South America. There is a considerable risk, both acreage risk and yield risk. You should know that current prices, which are $13, slightly above $13, this price is the break-even price for many soya producers in Mato Grosso, which is the key soybean area. And if you go further north, where transportation costs are higher, the current price, considering all the other factors, production costs, currency factors, the current world market price and the current price offered at the farm gate at these northern farms is not paying their production costs. So there is the risk that Brazilian farmers are just keeping soybean production unchanged or reducing it. for the crop for early 2009, while in Argentina there is a risk of a drought. And I will discuss this in a minute. Let us review the total global outlook for oilseeds for 08-09. Yes, a big jump in production is going to occur. We are not sure yet whether 28 million ton growth is the correct number. It's just too early. But with area, the area expanded worldwide tremendously by 11 million tons. And you know, we are coming from a poor crop, unprecedented decline of 14 million tons last season. Basis this low basis of comparison, this 28 million tons should be easily possible. Again, this looks bearish. 28 million tons. And the market has shown this with a sharp decline in prices by 35% from their peaks in early July. We are going to have enough soybeans. This is the understanding, but only when looking at the northern hemisphere developments and realizing that the floods in the US Midwest were not as damaging as feared. And European and world rapeseed and sunflower seed production turns out much better than expected. So here are the estimates. Big jump in soybeans. We at the moment work with 17 million tons, slightly on the optimistic side because of South America. 6 million ton growth in rapeseed. This is tremendous. 4 million in sunseed. You know, just look at the oil equivalent of 10 million tons of soft seeds. So big jump in the rape and sunseed. Decline in cottonseed, unchanged groundnut, and of course palm kernels, further increasing, slight increase in copra. So, but if we look at the demand side of the equation, we would just, if we just increase oilseed demand by 14 million tons, there is just a surplus of 1 million, which would lead to a recovery of stocks. This is not enough. After having depleted stocks to very low levels at the end of the 07-08 season, a surplus of production over demand by 1 million tons is not enough. The stocks will not be at comfortable levels. And therefore, although the supply side looks bearish, there are a lot of question marks on the supply side, of course also on the demand side, but it looks to us as if the global outlook for oilseeds in general and soybeans in particular remains rather tight. It's going to be a tight walk, a tightrope walk, where you know, if anything happens, there will be a price response to the upside, very likely. Yeah. Soybeans, U.S. soybeans, total supplies, even if we get this 81 million ton crop, which may be possible despite the dryness in August, supplies 85 million tons at a 4-year low. And the export outlook, big decline, 3.5 million tons. And also we think that crushings will decline because of reduced exports of soybean meal. So we are a bit more pessimistic than USDA is on the demand side, and we have slightly higher ending stocks. But these ending stocks are low in every measurement. This is close to minimum. Now, Argentina, very briefly. Almost, you know, silently, Argentina fell into a drought situation over the past 4 months. And Santa Fe, which is a big area, the province of Santa Fe, the province of Cordoba, at the moment have their worst droughts in 40 and in some cases even 60 years. Probably 60% of the country, there were some rains lately, but still 60%